Femininity, something that is constantly reconceived to us women. Use your knife and fork. I didn't raise you to be so unladylike. Not only are we regularly boxed into how our femininity should be presented at home, it is also dictated to us through exterior things we identify with. Video games, posters, and movies, just to name a few. Think of the first female virtual character that comes to mind. I can be almost certain that she has a small waist, widened hips, and large breasts. Small things, such as the portrayal of women online, can hugely impact the way in which they're valued within society. Video games presenting women in this sexualized way is demeaning, creating unrealistic expectations leading to young men, boys even, mindlessly objectifying women. Why is it men are able to traipse along the streets alone at night, yet women can't? The media exposing such dehumanizing versions of women does nothing but create an unnecessary vulnerability. It turns men into vicious predators. 20% of women in the UK are likely to face sexual violence in their lifetime. From the moment they're born, girls are coerced into believing that they're inferior to boys, that sexism should just be accepted rather than challenged. How many times have you heard inexcusable behaviour simply dismissed with, "Boys will be boys"? When I was younger, a male classmate of mine used to pick on me. It wasn't dealt with as it should have been, only dismissed with the conclusion that he was being so unfair because he liked me. Looking back, this wasn't endearing or sweet in the slightest. All it did was steer me towards believing that horrible, spiteful men were ideal partners. Of course, this isn't true. However, if the issue hadn't eventually been solved in the way it was, perhaps I would continue to think so. I'm sure I'm not alone in this experience either. Women and girls are taught that any form of abuse is unacceptable and to speak out against violence. Yet are conflicted into believing that it's acceptable through incidents such as these. Men constantly feel the need to judge women for the way they act, dress, and speak. In my opinion, this is incredibly unfair and outright disrespectful. Yet nobody ever seems to speak out about it, so it continues from generation to generation. Beauty is constantly redefined, pushed upon women. We're cornered, told we aren't good enough or worthy if we don't withhold specific features or qualities. By the time you've dyed your hair red, blonde is the new standard. You go out wearing revealing clothes, suddenly you have no self-respect. However, if you go out wearing clothes that cover you completely, you care too much. Makeup, you try too hard. No makeup, you don't try enough. There's no winning when it comes to women and their appearance. Every singular thing is jumped upon and nibbled away at until we fall back into the ridiculous standards society has collectively established. We should be the ones that get to choose how our femininity is presented. Not strangers on the internet, not our friends, not our parents, not anybody but us.